Hi, hey, hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to FizzCraft. It's episode 5, SlySaysHi here, and we are at the Blub Club clubhouse, as you can see behind me. So I want to go over a few important details that were kind of glossed over in the past like 2 episodes, like episode 3 and episode 4. And I also like to apologize for how long episode 4 was. It was either going to be an hour long or it was going to be cut out a lot of important clips, and I didn't want to do that. So more content for you guys, though, I guess. But I would like to go over a few of the important details that may have been missed. Number one being, so the end here on FizzCraft has been locked, right? In a unique fashion. A piece of the end portal is missing, and it's currently in my possession. In fact, let's go back a little bit. So, start of the season, Clover takes a piece of the end portal, hides it in a chest somewhere far away, locked underground, and Mace Tech finds it, who then decides, hey, instead of like stopping the games where they are, let's continue those games. So Mace put up a lot of riddles, to which the Blub Club, Chalubi and I, figured out all the riddles, and we now are in possession of the end portal frame, and we kind of had the same idea as Mace of like instead of ending the games there, why not continue? So we created kind of like a community event to get other FizzCraft members to take on ocean monuments, all together as like little group projects to collect Prismarine shards in hopes of protecting the salmon as part of the FizzCraft Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Salmon, I think is what we came up with. Watch episode 4 if you have no idea what I'm talking about. We have a lovely commercial with custom music made by Chalubi Live themselves. A beautiful song, in fact. Yes, so that's a little recap of a few important details. You may also notice something a little bit different about me. I've been making very subtle, slight changes to my skin, and I hope it's not too jarring. So back to the topic of ocean monuments. I've never actually taken on one. I've never fought. I don't even think I've even fought like a stray guardian ever. Even though I've been playing Minecraft for like 5-6 years or so, I've never done it because I was always told that it's kind of pointless. There's like no good loot. There's like nothing, whatever, unless you wanted specifically Prismarine blocks in survival mode. And I have a very short like hardcore series where I was going to take on an ocean monument, but then I decided not to. But I had a very interesting idea back then of like I wanted to try. I never got around to trying, and that was using axolotls to fight guardians. If you didn't know, axolotls actually they fight like I think every aquatic mob. I don't think there's a single aquatic mob that they don't fight. I'm pretty sure they kill everything that's in the water. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they kill everything in the water, including guardians. But we have a quirky little adventure that we went on. And so with this knowledge of axolotls in mind, I decided to take on the ocean monument and actually give it a try in survival. And with the help, of course, of some of the Blub Club members, namely... Hello?
Hello.
Hello! Did you walk here?
Yep.
Why didn't you use the portal?
I like to walk.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. Hope your inventory is empty, because you're going to be full of either milk or axolotls.
I brought a bunch of doors, and I also brought my own milk, so it's mostly empty.
Nice. Okay, sick. We have more milk, just in case.
Love milk. I don't. I'm lactose intolerant.
As you know from the Blub Club commercial, we need Prismarine shards to help out the salmon. And
yeah.
I thought through a bit more about it, and I realized that we probably can't fight an ocean monument without killing the Elder Guardians. Probably because of their mining fatigue. I don't know why my brain was like, oh no, we could just fight the little guys. No, we probably can't.
Yeah. Unless we want to, like, inject milk into our veins.
Just replace. I have a ton of axolotls, and I also tested in a creative world how many axolotls it would take to kill an Elder Guardian. And it takes like 20. So
Jesus.
we're gonna use just like 5 to help us out since there's 2 of us. I think when I tested it, I did just axolotls without us fighting, without anyone fighting. So I think with 2 people plus like 5 axolotls each, which would be fine.
Yeah.
I have. You wish to have, and I also have more milk buckets if you wish to have more milk on you. I don't know how much of this we're gonna need, honestly. I don't know how lucky or unlucky we're gonna be.
Yeah, I also brought literally 2 stacks of doors. So
That's smart. I also have I made a raft already and a bed by the ocean monument as well. So I've attempted to think this through. Hopefully, I've done okay.
I'm sure everything will go fine and we won't die.
Yep.
I feel like I need to make like a monument or something where the lightning struck and killed me.
Yeah, you should.
I have so many.
It could be. Oh my
like,
god! It could be like
POVs.
Statue of Liberty, and then you're holding a lightning rod.
Oh hell yeah!
So this is the. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is the donation
I have not.
location.
I've only ever heard. I heard when you guys were building it, but I never actually looked at it. This is great.
So the ultra prepared way. I've seen some folks on Hermitcraft do this. You get TNT and you kind of like bomb the exact locations that the Elder Guardian will show up, so that you don't have to mine through that spot, I guess. And you would also use like invis when you go in so that all the other guys don't attack you.
Who uses potions? Not me.
I brought water breathing potions as well. But we're gonna have milk, so but yeah, that's what the invis is also for. Because I guess they won't want to hit you if you're invis.
That makes sense.
Something
They won't
to
like
that effect.
be mad.
Yeah. Don't remember it being this far.
It's a scenic view.
Oh, there we go. There's my little raft. Okay, am I ready? Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I possibly can be.
Okay, let's head to the top middle, mine through the top there, and then go from there.
Yep.
Oh, there's a guy here! Oh, they do like nothing.
Oh, hello.
Oh my god, these guys are weak! Wait, what?
I know.
I thought they were gonna be super hard because we're in hard mode. Oh my god.
I killed it.
What? Really?
I'ma give me the head.
Oh my god!
Fun.
Wait, they're that easy?
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
Yeah, I actually thought that was gonna be a lot harder.
What? Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. What?
Oh,
Where's the other one? Hey, dude, how's it going? I'm killing you.
Did you go outside or inside?
I'm inside. Can I have that door too? Give me another one.
Here, I'll put it down.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Ow. Oh, I got it! Oh my gosh!
Nice.
One of the axolotls is still
healing up.
alive. They're doing pretty good. Yeah, they go into this like catatonic regen state. I don't know if you see this white one floating right here.
Yeah.
It's regenning. Oh my god, this is so fun! I didn't know they're gonna be this easy. Let's see, do we need anything else here? I'll bring a few more axolotl. It's what they're for. I spent a whole stream breeding these guys. Let's give them a purpose. Hello, friends. Where's your father? Nope, not this way.
I found the sponge room.
Oh, nice. I found the father.
Oh, you did? I did not follow you.
It freaking sounds. Go, my axolotl children. Yes!
Nice.
What is that?
Oh, did you?
Yes! Oh my gosh. Killing these guys is so easy.
I know. I've never actually raided.
Ocean Monument?
Yeah. I blinked.
It's okay.
I was buffering.
Yeah, no, this is my first time ever doing this too. I always thought it was just too hard.
Yeah. This is baby.
I want to say that maybe even a fortress is more difficult.
Yeah. Maybe because it's so open.
This axolotl lived, so it's a retired veteran now.
Are you planning on turning this into a farm?
I'm not good with farms, honestly.
That's valid.
I'm very much a manual person.
I think we've contributed.
Yeah, that's enough for one day. We have until everybody gets sick of it, so. Alright, first donation! That we know of, at least. Let's go. Blub Club stays on top.
Love it.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Driftwood Wharf. I've decided to name the last remaining axolotl survivor Sergeant Regen, and I hope to, at some point, make a nice aquarium for this guy to live in. Look at him, he's so cute! But all these new blocks that we got from the whole event made me realize I don't have enough storage in this whole space. You know, I have a section for my stone, a section for my wood, you know, a chest just for, you know, my ores and stuff. And I decided, you know what, I need more than one chest per type of block. I need more space. So what better way to fix not having enough space by making more space, right? And so here at Driftwood Wharf, we have a ton of real estate, right? I could put a big old warehouse, and I could put a storage in there, and maybe I could put even like an aquarium there. But I've decided, actually, a better idea would be to take my existing storage and reiterate on it. So in Minecraft, there's not a whole lot of weather events, or, you know, the concept of time passing or like timed events isn't really a thing in Minecraft, right? Like, obviously we have things like the sun, you know, that's time passing, and we have random tick rates, that's time passing. We have aging copper, you know, that's time passing. You know, mobs spawning, mobs aging up, growing up. That's like illusions of time passing, if you will. But when you have player-placed blocks, there's not a whole lot of time, I guess, that is like expressed. So, for example, if I have a build, you know, I'm building whatever, and you know, I built this immediately, and you wouldn't know otherwise. I just built it all at once, right? But let's say I had another build that I built over a significant period of time, right? You kind of wouldn't know either, unless I showed like a time lapse of all the days it took. But the build itself would look the same as if I had built it in 1 second, because most blocks don't age, right? I think copper blocks are the only block that technically ages, but once it gets to fully oxidize, it doesn't age further. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't deteriorate in any way. And so time passing as something is built is a concept that I would like to explore here at Driftwood Wharf. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the beach, but beaches tend to have all stages of life kind of at them at any given point in time. You know, you have a lot of animals laying their eggs at beaches, and you have a lot of animals dying and washing up at beaches. And I think it just makes a lot of sense that Driftwood Wharf, a wharf that is made of driftwood, explores kind of the concept of time, and things are built over time, and things that are no longer being used that are now being recycled, if you will. And so with that, let me show you guys around the new storage area that I have situated right here. I decided to make it look like the warm ocean biome used to extend to this height. At some point in time, the water levels used to be this high and used to flow through this cove that we have here. And we can even see some of the coral is still alive thanks to a tide that ebbs and flows through the cove here as the water rises and falls. I know in Minecraft that's not a thing, but theoretically we can imagine that if there was more time related and live event system of some kind in Minecraft, we can imagine it. So let's take a walkthrough. So right here, right when we enter, we could see that we have a few signs, a few sections, and we also could see that there's dead coral kind of growing out all around. I have my usual signs and sections of things that I like to organize into different groups, of course. And there's something very specific that I decided to explore with this build, and that's using blocks and light placement very deliberately. So if you see from this angle, we have one light source, and we have some andesite to some coral, some stone, and then a bit further out we have tuff. And then back here, you can't quite see it, it's a little bit dim, but we have some deep slate in its darkest section, right? I decided to explore this. We have this kind of like halo of light coming from the lantern, and further away from the halo of light, we have darker colored blocks. I've never built like this before deliberately. I've always kind of like accidentally stumbled upon and kind of exploring this idea. But I decided to explore it more in depth this time. And I'm pretty proud with how it came out. Some areas I think could use a little bit of work. But I think for the most part, using the lighter blocks and then darker blocks, I think it worked really well. There's no shaders or anything. I just have like my brightness turned a little bit down. And this exploration, I think it came out really well. I think the one thing I would probably change as I explore and kind of like practice this this skill, I guess, this idea, is I would probably try bigger of an area first, because this is a little bit small. It's a little bit of a small area to try a new skill, a new gradient, you know. But to go over a few of these small details, right here, I actually added in another way to get down. So this is actually right underneath the first house. The first house right here, I have actually a second entrance into my storage this way. I want to say maybe like 6 or 8 months ago, I decided to add little details like this. Like we have a little kitchenette going on here, and we have like this optical illusion of a block going on here. We have some candles placed here. I decided to add these little details because while I'm building, I don't know what it is about small details like this, but it helps me not get burnt out while I'm building. For example, there's this. I have a little AFK spot right here for me to hide away in. And whenever I add small details, that actually encourages me to keep building the bigger picture. And so that's what kind of leads to these types of things. But if we continue in the cave this way, I actually decided to punch a hole straight through the hill here. And I decided to move the furnace where I smelt all my stuff right here. And I moved the lava generator right over here. And just past this way, we have a new area unlocked. These are the tide pools. It's not 100% finished, but I'm very proud of how it's looking so far. If we go back to imagining that the tide kind of like rises and falls as the month goes by, we can imagine that there'll be a section in the back where water will get trapped, and we have kind of like isolated sections of life forms growing and flourishing here, despite the lower water levels. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a beach in California, but you'll find a lot of these tide pools. They smell really bad. It's kind of like the first thing I want to mention, but they're very beautiful when they're partially covered in water. When they're completely like dried out and the tide is really low, they're really gross looking. But when there's just a little bit of water that's creating these nice shallow pools, they're really fun to kind of just like walk through. You got to make sure you're not, it's killing anything when you walk through them. You got to be really careful where you step, because there might be sharp objects or there might be animals that are trying to kill you back. If you guys remember, there actually used to be a villager house in this section, and there was just kind of like a carved out area. Instead of filling it up and covering it over, whatever, I decided to use the existing terrain and add this in. It's not done yet. There's some additions here and there, especially in this section, that I actually want to change up. But that is for a later video. And so to continue talking about the build itself and not so much stinky tide pools, back here I actually continued a bit of the gradient with the darker deep slate from the tuff, with the kind of like implied darkness that you would see in this overhang of the area. So this area is mostly finished, but I do have some changes I want to make over in this corner and maybe even this back corner. So if we go back up this way, actually, see this? This is another like a small detail. it's almost a jump scare even, because you can go down one block. But I decided to connect the balcony that I have here with a little parkour to get across. Originally, I was going to make a bridge, a full archway bridge that went from there, bounced over here, and then it would continue on that way. But I decided to do this little parkour thing instead, because I think it's just a little quirkier than a full bridge, I think. And I think if I did a full bridge, it would also occlude the area more than it needed to. It's nice. I think it's nice. And I hope you guys think it's nice too. But if we continue this way, I have started on, this is not quite finished. This is kind of like in tandem with this lower section down here. This area is still in need of a little bit of work as I continue building off in this section. Something very interesting is happening in my builds. So we have a cat here that's trapped. And I think we also have one over here. Yep. Oh, it's a Siamese cat. Oh, I want you. Hold on. Okay, this type is great and all, but I want that Siamese cat. Hold on. Everybody hold your hold your horses. Pause the video. Pause the video. No, don't pause the video. Keep watching. We're getting this cat. I don't know if you guys know this, but Siamese cats are actually one of my favorite cats. I've never had a cat. I want a cat someday, but... Hey, kitty. Oh, kitty, you're stuck. Oh, no. Oh, kitty. You're staying there. So that was a little bit of a ramble about aesthetic builds, but I would actually like to show you guys that I have been trying out actual, like, fully functional farms. I want to give you guys a little peek of what I've been working on. You know, I'm not a top-notch redstoner. I try to be sometimes. Not really, but I gave a little bit of a look-see of this build a bit ago. It's a very, very simple bamboo farm. This is kind of a no-brainer. I'm pretty sure I just looked at this from the Minecraft.wiki page for farms. But over here actually is another farm that I started recently for basalt. If you guys notice from the cliffside around the storage area, there's actually some basalt in the ocean, in the water. This is very easy to make if anybody else also wants to make it. Basically, you put lava, and then a few blocks over, you put soul sand. No, what is this? Soil, and you want to put ice. This works in the way that cobblestone generators work. So if you guys have ever played Skyblock, a cobblestone generator with lava and water, this works kind of the same, except it makes basalt instead of cobblestone because of the soul sand and also because of the ice. Another functional addition to Driftwood Wharf is, if you guys remember from last episode, we found a spider spawner right underneath the cows here. And I decided to figure out some sort of spider farm of some sorts. You know, taking my knowledge of, okay, water moves mobs, put mobs up with bubble elevator, farm. Then you get farm. And so I have like these pieces of ideas, right? You know, from like Minecraft.wiki, just like whatever tips I could find, and you know, Hermitcraft videos that I watch. I have all these pieces to a puzzle of like what could be a farm, and just like general understanding of how Minecraft works, but not really knowing what the full picture is. And I think it's kind of fun to try to figure out a farm without knowing what a farm would look like. I think it kind of exercises a part of my brain that I don't really get to exercise. And that's kind of what I came up with the slider farm, patent pending. A recent customer had stated, it's great for string, but horrible for EXP. And honestly, what more can I ask for? I'm also very surprised that I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Did you guys know this? that spider farms also spawn spider jockeys. Occasionally a spider jockey with a skeleton on top would pop through, and it would scare me a little bit because I would not be expecting it. But occasionally, this also technically is like it gives bones. So we're back here at the raft at the Ocean Monument, and combining the knowledge I have from trying out the spider farm and it working out kind of okay, you know, I decided, hey, you know what? We got 3,000 Prismarine shards of 3,456 Prismarine shards a month to gather. Why not try a guardian farm just for the heck of it? And so with my first attempt at a guardian farm, I was like, okay, I'm working with a little water. Maybe I could use, you know, the water shape when you place a water bucket down, it makes that diamond shape. So I was like, okay, let's start there. We'll have a section of soul sand that brings up guardians, and there'll be a flow of water that pulls them into a big tube and then to a kill chamber. Easy stuff, right? Simple. My first attempt at a guardian farm went horrible, mainly because I did not know you were supposed to use invisibility potions while making the farm. I knew that was a thing, but just it didn't click that you should probably use invisibility potions when you're making the farm. In my brain, I was like, oh yeah, invisibility potions when you're fighting them. I don't know why it didn't click when I was like, oh, you know, use invisibility potions when you're making the farm. I don't know. It still took like 3 hours to make my first attempt at a guardian farm, and it yields a whopping 1 shard a minute. I actually counted and timed it, and it was down, you know, down to the second, 1 shard a minute. It was not good. It was very bad. And so I decided, hey, you know, I gave my good attempt at trying to make this. And I think the worst thing about this, the chamber I had for collecting the guardians was not working out. Okay. So I skimmed through a bunch of images of like what a guardian farm could look like. And I saw one that had scaffolding that kind of like controlled where the water current was on that surface level of water. And I was like, okay, let's give that a try. Let's put that together. And it actually does work pretty well. It's still not a good farm, in my opinion, the way that I've made it, at least. I'm sure that where this idea originally is from is much better. But for a first attempt at a guardian farm at roughly a stack of shards every like 20 minutes, it's pretty okay, I think. It's not the most efficient farm ever. It could be a lot better, honestly. But for my very first guardian farm, where I kind of like pieced together a bunch of random tutorials and things I've seen in other people's videos, I think it works out pretty okay. You know, it's not 100% fully. I'm still learning a lot about farms, and I'm still learning a lot about like redstone and stuff. I know this build has no redstone in it, but I hope to, by the end of the first season of FizzCraft, or maybe like partway through, I hope to at least have the basics of redstone down, and I hope to have endurance, if you will, for building farms. My biggest challenge with this farm was not trying to figure out, you know, how this would work. My biggest challenge actually was just like having the stamina to build it, because it's not aesthetically pleasing, and it's like very functional, you know. If it's like function, you put the functional part first, and then you probably figure out the aesthetics later. It was very exhausting for me. Like I wanted to put a cute little kitchenette somewhere, but I couldn't, because that's not the point of this place. But thank you guys very much for coming by to FizzCraft episode 5. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Please be sure to check out the rest of the FizzCraft members in the description and the and the link in the description. And I'll see y'all next time.